Oh my gosh, it's recording.
Hey,
We are live.
you forgot about me.
We haven't even said hello. Hello, everyone. I'm back. I'm alive. And today we're doing discussion time number 3. And I have a very special guest. As usual, we have Shadow Dog Stories.
How?
And Keegan from the Future Storytime channel.
If I
And a future
sound
guest.
crazy, I've had literally an entire box of candy. I'm on a sugar high.
And we're also in the library, so shut up.
I don't care.
Yes, so we are also being joined by...
Keegan from Storytime,
Oh my gosh.
which will be coming some point in March if we will ever stop putting off Gotcha Club.
Yes. So, as per usual with discussion time, sorry if I sound like I'm half dead. I've been sick for the past 2 days. I think you need to go run a lap outside. And there he goes with the sugar crash. So we're going to actually have a peaceful stream for once. So we've just been here storyboarding stuff with new production teams. He's going to be dead for a while. I was going to say we could go ahead and start story time, but we're going to need the word generator for that. Would you please pull up the word generator?
I do what I want, bitch.
Hey, stop stealing the Loki quotes. That's my thing.
So he's pulling that up. Oh my gosh, I swear, I'm so hoarse. Here, you guys keep the audience entertained. I'm gonna get some water.
Okay, I'm actually gonna take this off because it's hot. Because I'm hot now.
Don't take that out of context.
In the temperature sense, you dirty-minded folks. Okay, so the word generator.
Generator says...
Okay.
What's the word?
The word is
The word is a ringtone noise.
Okay, party. The word is party. We're all introverts, so I don't think it's going to apply to us very much.
Okay, quick OC check.
Party.
Oh god, do we really
Do I have any life experiences that relate around party?
Well, I did one time get dragged to a friend of mine's cousin's birthday party.
Oh, there was that party where Tomago chased me around with a baseball bat.
What?
No, it wasn't a baseball bat. There was
A
that...
notebook.
Yeah, it was with a notebook.
Oh, yeah.
So one time the word is party, by the way. Cod
Party.
Strikes Back.
Oh
Okay,
gosh.
so basically,
I'm back.
listen. Okay, so one time with the church's youth group, we went to this person's house to have a party, and so things got pretty wild. And one of me and Keegan's friends, Tomago, well, let's just say that things got wild, and her notebook fell on the ground and semi-broke, and I got blamed for it, which of course it was kind of my fault. And she started chasing me around the yard with the half-broken notebook.
Why do I not? Oh, yeah,
Oh,
now
I remember the story.
Oh, now I remember that.
She started chasing me around with a half-broken notebook.
You told me about this. So did you already say yours or?
So you two can do whatever you want now.
Okay, just brought back
Party.
some memories I wish I had
Yeah.
remembered.
Okay,
You can pick a different topic if you want. I'm gonna stick with party, but if you want a different topic, you can look up
Do
one.
you want a different topic?
Yeah, because
Okay, you pull that
I
up.
don't do parties.
Okay, yeah,
I don't do parties.
I'm not much of a party person, so
Vessel.
let me think for a minute. Vessel.
Demonology, anyone?
Volcano.
No.
Okay. Fish.
Oh, there's a fish tank in here. Let's just see how many random things.
Elbow.
Elbow. No, we're just playing with the word generator.
Balloon.
No.
Quartz.
What?
Quartz.
Lock. Government. Garden. Face. Mailbox. Class.
Mailbox.
Class.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
actually,
wait.
I got one for class.
Wait, I want to tell you all like a really good insult. I read offline. You are like school in July. You have no class.
Okay, getting back on topic. I think I'm gonna have to go with the class one because this one's actually more recent and it's a little bit funny. It's about the time where I actually almost.
You're a lesbian.
Wait, Dude, we're in the library. I can hear you all the way up there. You guys gotta keep it down. Okay, you shut up. Anyway, so this was actually really recent. So if you guys did not know, I'm in high school. I'm a sophomore in high school. We all stop. Anyway, so I go into class. So my school does this thing where on Wednesdays and Thursdays we have something called app days, where we have half of our classes on one day, and half of the classes on the other day, minus lunch period. So it's a Thursday. I go into my first class, and we go in there for like I think it's like 50 minutes or something like that. Like about an hour. So I go in, I sit down, and in this class I moved seats from what I did in the beginning of the year. So I sit in this. Okay, so you come through the classroom door, teacher's desk's right when you come through. I'm on the other side. What, y'all are interrupting my story. What'd y'all do?
I put on her headband.
Where even is it? I don't want you to flick me with it. Okay.
Her headband. I want to see how it looks.
Okay, they're being weird.
Fabulous.
Very fabulous. Anyway, I'm gonna continue with the story now. So you come in, and I'm like on the far side of the room. So I come in, I sit down, set my stuff on the floor. Now the kid that sits in front of me, I'm not gonna name drop him, because I don't know if he knows about my channel or not. So the kid that sits in front of me, every day he constantly he'll reach back. Since our desks are very small, he'll reach back and he'll stretch, which I don't mind that. Except that he stretches right in my face while I'm trying to work. And it's Thursday, doing math, first thing in the morning. I'm not in a good mood, so before he comes in, I decided to push his chair up. Well, later that day, when he comes in, he tries to scoot his chair back, and my feet are in the way. So he turns around and rudely says, "Can you just move your feet?" I'm like, "No, I'll move it if you ask nicely, though." And he's like, "I don't want to ask nicely," and starts going off. And then eventually, he ends up shoving his chair back, which pushes my foot back and pops it. Thing is, I had my feet sitting crisscross, and he ended up pushing his chair against my right foot, which I had sprained the previous year. Twice. Very painfully. I was on crutches for a week and then limping for 3 weeks afterwards. It was very painful. So when it popped, I literally screamed out, "Ow, that's my bad foot! Stop!" And I, right then and there, was about to punch the guy. Two things stopped me. One, it's what he wanted me to do. He wanted me to punch it because I technically would have been the one to punch first. You guys know the rule. If you're going to fight, don't throw the first punch. Technically, that would have been the first punch. Second, the guy was wearing glasses, so I couldn't punch him.
No one. Absolutely no one. The group chat encouraged me. Do y'all eat your newborns with or without the sauce? Rogue,
With.
what the ever-loving fuck?
With.
Wait, what was the question again?
The group chat. Rogue, do y'all eat your newborns with or without the sauce?
What's a newborn?
A baby.
Oh,
I eat it with.
I don't eat it at all.
I eat it with.
Bro.
I've tried it without, and it just doesn't have the same zing.
Do you want to tell your story now?
I have no story except the one time I went to school. I am homeschooled. I went to a private school for half days. Word of advice, if you're an introvert, don't make that mistake. Honestly. The only thing it taught me is that I'm not straight, and that I am pretty sure half the staff there hated me.
So, do you still want to tell a story? Do we need to get another topic for you?
I'm just not exactly that interesting.
Sure you are. You just have to be pushed in the right direction.
Yeah, I just gotta be pushed right direction. I don't know if you've seen any of them, but remember what happened that one time?
Ooh. Ghost.
Ghost. Oh, I got plenty of ghost stories if y'all want to tell some
I have a
ghost
demon in my
stories.
closet.
Okay, Keegan, you have the floor.
No, seriously.
Go for it.
Keegan, you have the floor.
There's this stupid thing called the closet game. So, on the internet, where you're supposed to take a unlit match into your closet, shut the door like night or something, and then say, "Show me the light or forever leave me in darkness." Me does it without the match, and yeah, I have a resident in my closet.
What do you mean?
I have a demon.
What happened?
I have a demon. He's weirdly chill.
What happened?
He's chill. A chill demon.
Wait,
Yes.
is a demon supposed to like light the match?
Yeah, and then you're supposed to get the fuck out of there and not leave your closet door open ever again at night.
Okay,
My
so-
closet doesn't shut.
I never do that, period.
Okay.
My friends won't let me play Dry Bones or the Midnight Game.
Okay.
Oh, have you all ever played Light as a Feather?
I've never played it, but I've heard of it.
I have heard of it too.
I really want to try it.
And we're probably gonna have to cut this short unless you want to get out my charger
Get the charging cord.
again.
We should do like karaoke or something, but
I would suggest it. We actually did it once, but don't have anything here to play music because it's fun. And also, we're in the library. Okay.
we can do a karaoke thing if I get to
Oh, yeah.
hang out with you guys.
Yeah, we get the Disney Villain Challenge.
No.
We get to do the Disney Villain Challenge.
My hoodie says otherwise.
Anyway, continuing.
Can you
So,
explain to me why you're wearing that and not your Shiro hoodie? Have you disgraced Voltron?
okay.
That one doesn't really fit, and it's got stains on the sleeves.
Okay, do y'all want to
You
tell some
disgust
ghost
me.
story? Because, little fun fact.
Oh, I have a ghost story.
Okay, I'll tell a ghost story, then you tell a
Wait,
ghost
is this
story.
about the Ouija board you found that one time?
You touched it. You messed with the Ouija board. You absolute idiotic bitch.
Oh,
I
the
tried
worst
to play
part
the
was I
Charlie-
was alone. The worst part, I was alone.
I tried the
Fuck
Charlie
no.
Charlie Pencil game. It didn't work. That game's actually fake.
So one night I was down at my nana's and I had found a Ouija board in the
You
attic.
touched the Ouija board.
I had found a Ouija board in the attic.
Don't.
So you immediately got attacked.
Listen, I was playing it in the living room, and nothing was really happening. Like nothing too like spooky. And then my nana found me. She was like, no, not in this house. She didn't even know how it got there, so she threw it into the fireplace. Like we watched it burn. The next morning, we wake up. I come downstairs. The thing is sitting perfectly packaged in the box on the table.
Fuck no. This is why you don't screw with. This is why you don't fuck with the Ouija board. Don't do
I'll
it.
call BuzzFeed Unsolved.
Anyway, okay. I fortunately am smart enough not to touch the Satan's board
Excuse
game.
me, I'm a supernatural geek, so you know I'm gonna do stupid
Oh
stuff.
my gosh, a Ouija board is literally Satan's Monopoly.
Oh, wait,
Where's the lie, though?
Hang on a minute. You have to be 18 to vote. 21.
You have to drink, but 8 years old to summon fucking Satan?
Seriously.
Okay, I'm gonna tell my ghost story because thankfully I'm not dumb enough to play Satan's Monopoly. Like, no. Okay, I'm really.
I am though, and I deeply regret it.
Shh, guys, we have to keep it down. Anyway,
No!
so if you guys don't know me, I am, like they said, I am.
You're the
A
same
big-
one.
Codspike, we are in the back of the library. Who is going to hear us?
I could hear y'all from upstairs, from up front. I could hear y'all. Just you two.
What do you mean?
I could hear you.
Yeah, because we haven't seen each other in a while, so yeah, we were pretty close to yelling.
Yeah, so don't do that.
And
And
you
let
really
me.
glomped.
Okay. Anyway, so
Yeah,
like
he
I'm a
did-
big.
I don't know if you noticed, but you literally almost tackled me.
Yeah. So yeah, I am thankfully one of the smart ones that will not play Satan's Monopoly, but I am really into the supernatural. Well, my favorite show that's a supernatural show.
Hey, speaking of supernatural, where's your book?
My what?
Your book.
What book?
Your book.
The book.
Oh, I don't know where it went.
Where?
It's somewhere. We'll find it eventually before we leave. Anyway, I'm pretty sure you hid it somewhere.
How dare they accuse me?
Because I know you. Anyway, so my favorite ghost show is called Ghost Adventures. I love the show.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's really good. I love
I
it.
hate that show.
I'm sure it's not haunted.
Not because I'm scared of the show. Literally because of the transition. The doll transition in the show.
Oh
I
yeah,
hate it so much.
that's when I always have to look away when that plays. Because you guys don't know me, I am terrified shitless of dolls. I see a doll in a room, I leave that room
I
immediately.
collect plushies.
I think
So
I'm
me
just so
too.
scared of dolls because, like, whenever you find them, they're always, like, in packs.
Ugh, don't remind me. Anyway, so I convinced my nana to watch an episode of it with me. It was like a Valentine's Day special. And when we was watching it, I was like, I'm cool. I'm gonna go in my bedroom and grab a blanket. So we were in her room watching it. So I leave her room. Now her room is right across the hall from mine. So like we could see into each other's room if we're in the right spot. So I go in there and I have this like bunk bed, but it's only like one bed. But it's like off the floor and has steps to get up to it. So I'm up there and I'm like taking the blanket off the
That has
bed.
a name. It's called a loft bed.
Loft bed, yes, loft bed, sorry. So I'm taking the blanket off the loft bed, I'm like untucking it, and I have like a nightstand next to it, and I have a little glass, like, container.
Was purchased with the funds. Just this thing right here.
I have a glass container sitting
We're
on it.
talking. You be quiet.
I know. I have a glass container that sits on it. It's just like a tooth holder
This
thing.
is
I just
okay.
had it because somebody gave it to me when I
This
was
is my
little.
den. You come in here, I'll decapitate you.
Yeah. Okay, leave him there. So I have it sitting there. And it's not on the edge. It's like in the middle of the thing. It's like in the middle of the thing sitting on there. So while I'm on the opposite side of the room, taking it, like untucking the blanket, it gets pushed off of the nightstand and onto the floor. And I never figured out it was. But this is in my room, which is known very well to be haunted. This isn't only one of the first times I've had an encounter in that room. Ethan, you want to come here and tell them about the keys?
What?
The keys I gave you? I told you just to hold the keys.
Oh, yeah.
You want to tell them about that?
You can tell them. Look what Keegan just gave me.
Wait. Fluent in sarcasm. Oh my gosh, that is so true. So my bedroom is known for being haunted because when my nana and my mom and my uncle Alex first moved down to that house,
She literally has a bunny that's possessed.
oh yeah, the possessed bunny rabbit.
If we get to hang out after,
I mean, it's
show
not bad
me the
possessed.
bunny.
I mean, it's not bad possessed. Let me explain. So my grandfather passed away before I was born when my mom was little. She was like 10 or something like that. And she had a stuffed rabbit and she gave it to me, and it's like my connection to my grandfather since I've heard so many different stories. I've seen pictures of him, but I've never got to meet him. So, and I'm known to talk to ghosts. So, and I swear to this day that that bunny is like not really possessed, but like my grandfather like talks to me through there. So me and Eve are hanging out in my bedroom, and my nana had given me a pair of keys that belonged to my grandfather. So I literally just take the keys, I hand it to him, I'm like, here, hold these.
Oh, yeah, and like whenever I held them, I literally felt something. Little known fact about me, clairvoyancy actually runs in my family. So, like, literally, like, I felt something, and and after that, I asked God, so I like, hey, whose keys are those? And when she told me.
I told him that they were my grandfather's keys from when he worked, I think, with the EMS. Because he used to work for the EMS. I think those are his keys for that. So yeah, so there was that. And there was also the time where, I don't know if this was if it was my Uncle Alex that had this or if it was me, but there was a time where one of my toys just randomly turned on. Just randomly. My house is haunted.
Oh.
It's literally confirmed.
And let's not forget the time that you found one of your FNAF plushies sitting upright under your bed.
Oh yes. Okay, so this actually happened this is after I moved. So I switched back and forth between my mom and my nana. They share custody with me. So I was at my mom's house. She had recently had shoulder surgery, so I was sleeping in her big bed, and my nana was sleeping in mine. And she was sleeping out on the couch. So I had two FNAF plushies at the time. I had Foxy and I had Bonnie, and we had two dogs at the time. Both of them were locked out of the room. So I got them. I put all my plushies in the bed, and I leave the room. Now the bed, it's a big bed. It's like a 6-foot long bed, so it's pretty big. It's pretty wide bed. Nobody else went into that room. I left to go brush my teeth. I come back in. The Bonnie plushie was not on the bed where I left it. So I'm like looking for it. I look under the bed, and 3 inches underneath the bed, like it was like you had to like set it there. It was far back enough where it fell off. It wouldn't have been able to roll back there. Like 3 or 4 inches underneath the bed, it was sitting straight upright, just sitting there. So yeah, my house is known for being haunted.
Oh, and then one time you saw Mary or something?
Oh yes. So this one was when I was very little, and I'm the only one that remembers this. But my family is very religious. Well, everyone but me. So when I was very little, my church used to have this thing where they would pass around this like painting. It was like a painting of like the family, Mary, Joseph, and baby.
Her family is very Catholic.
Yes. So we they would pass it off to a family for a week, and we had the painting of, I think it was just Mary, and it was in her bedroom. And I was scared of the dark, so I was sleeping in my nana's room with her. I was like 3 at the time, and before we went to bed, we ate strawberries, and so we went to bed. And in the middle of the night, I wake up and I look out in the hallway, and it's like a bright light coming from the hallway. So I go out in the hallway, and in the hallway, standing in the hallway, is this white lady figure standing there, and I freak out. So I run into the kitchen, climb up on the counter, and like hide behind the fridge. And then my nana wakes up, and then she talks to the lady, and that's all I remember. And to this day, I'm the only one that remembers that. And to this day,
What sort of crack were those strawberries laced with?
I know. To this day, I've not eaten a strawberry. I'll take a bite of a strawberry, like it, take another bite. Disgusting.
Speaking of ghosts and spirits, I actually know why the Bloody Mary thing works the way it works.
Oh yeah, I've seen.
Yes, please explain this to me.
It's it's based roughly on an illusion of sorts.
Yeah,
If
when
you
your brain is given a vague situation, it fills in the blanks for you.
Yeah.
So, sort of what like the chips do in the FNAF novel, the Twisted ones, where like your brain like goes nuts trying to figure out the frequency, so like it fills in the gaps of like the animatronics. So like in reality, there's like nothing
If I
covering
tell
them.
y'all something, you promise you won't like call me a hypocrite.
What?
I may have not touched a Ouija, but I have tried to play the Bloody Mary game.
Yeah, at least I'm not idiotic enough to attempt to summon an evil spirit in
I mean,
my
it didn't work.
bathroom.
It
In
didn't
my bathroom.
I have actually summoned the spirit.
Yeah, you have a demon in your closet.
He's chill.
He's
So
chill.
there was a couple of weeks
Does he
there
have a
where
name?
I call him Bassie.
Bassie. Bassie!
My Nana's house is haunted by a demon we call Matthew. Basically, my dad.
Whoa, wait, your Nana's house?
Which Nana?
Yeah, which one?
My Nana, like my dad's side Nana.
The one that doesn't like me.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, my dad went to Waverly.
Neither of them like me.
So my dad went to Waverly, sanatorium in Louisville, and they were talking about like a spirit that apparently follows people home.
Mm-hmm.
And that night when my dad got home, we were playing a game of pool, out of nowhere, and like nothing was moving. The thing was still. I was about to break. The rack just falls off the wall, and then after that night when we were that night when me and Dad were like going over like footage that he took in Waverly, literally like the shoes that he had on his shelf, they all just like fell off.
Okay, yeah, no, that's where I draw the line.
And so yeah, every so often like some like thing like that will happen, like something will fall or something will just like disappear, and we've decided to name the spirit Matthew.
Oh, speaking of that, I don't know what I never was able to figure out what it was because it hasn't shown up for about a year or so. Saying this, I'm probably gonna jinx myself. So when I was little, I used to have things would just randomly go missing, and then I just started calling it Robert. So whenever something went missing, I'd be like, "Oh, Robert took my folder, or my bookmark, or my book, or my homework,
My pencils.
yeah, or my pencils." So yeah, there was that, and then he just stopped showing up. He would just steal my stuff, and then give them back like 2 months later.
Specifically from where I was getting scratches and such, that me and Ivy thought that he might be an incubus.
Ooh, yeesh. No. I was actually gonna ask you that.
Wait, isn't that like Freddy Krueger? Like you wake up, like if you get attacked in your dream, like you wake up with like the scars for like you were attacked.
Like I had an unexplained scratch on my thigh for a couple of weeks.
I used to get like unexplained bruises all the time, but I don't think it was like demon related. I was
I've
just really rough.
actually seen the psychology about that, and apparently, if you're prone to nightmares, you will actually like scratch yourself and like punch yourself in your sleep.
Which I'm not.
I used to be, so that might explain the bruises. I was gonna end this with something.
Seriously. One time I had a dream where I was getting eaten by a shark. Like the shark was attacking my leg. Like the pain felt so real. I woke up, my leg was literally just like this is what I like. My leg was just like scratching against my other leg and making that pain.
I've done that before. I've had dreams like that before.
I used to dream I was drowning a lot.
I used to dream I used to fall.
Like how we were like all being like cheerful, like we were like saying something funny, and then I used to dream that I drowned a lot.
Mine was I fell off a cliff.
Oh, Katie, tell them about your vampire dream.
Oh yeah, so when I was little, like I haven't had one of these for a very long time. Like it's been at least 2 or 3 years since I've had one of these, but I used to have very vivid dreams where if I got attacked in the dream, when I woke up, I could feel the pain in real life. And I did eventually teach myself how to wake myself up from these things so they don't happen. Pretzel. Thank you. So, when I was little, I was very into vampires, and I still really am, surprisingly. So, I had a dream that a vampire...
Mischief. It's next reader on Wattpad.
I had a dream that a vampire came and visited my house. It was this nice lady. She wore like a green like vest, and she had blood red hair, and she had very pale skin. You know, typical vampire.
Typical
And-
ginger.
Yeah, yeah. And she bit my Nana, and I looked her dead in the eye. I was like 5 at the time. I looked her dead in the eye. And I said, "I bet you can't bite me before I wake up." And she's like, "Oh, you want to bet?" So the method was I would count to 3, and then on 3 I would wake myself up. I don't know how I did it. I just taught myself to do that. And right as I said 3, I woke up, and then after I had opened my eyes, I felt the bite mark on my neck. Scared the absolute daylights out of me. But that was the last one I had. I had 3 of those. Well, 3 different types, but one of them, the first one was like me. For some reason I'd be in a car, and then the car would go over a cliff, and I would just like tumble down, hitting all the rocks on the way down. Had that one the most. I've had that one at least 20 times. Not in a row, just have it all the time. And then there was another one when I was at the zoo and I got attacked by a crocodile. Bit me right in the side. Yeah, and I actually felt the pain when I woke up. I like literally woke up doing this. Like getting away from being bit. And then the other one was the
woken up
vampire.
with a vampire before. Like I've literally woken up with like my arms like my arms like interlaxed across my chest.
I fell asleep upside down.
I fallen asleep standing up.
I fell asleep like this.
My
To the
record
point
for
where
a
I stood
nap
up, I
is
couldn't
6
move.
hours.
What?
My record for a nap is 6 hours. From Georgia all the way to Kentucky. Waking up only for food.
My record for a nap is 12 hours. But
I'm
even then,
asleep.
that was yeah. No, it was a nap. You don't understand. I took a nap after a 3-day gaming session.
I think I might remember that.
I think I remember you telling me about that.
I remember because I'm the one that had to try to wake him up.
Oh.
And then he got pissed at me. Yeah, this is like turned into like a 26-minute long thing. I think I'm gonna have to turn this off because guess what? I'm gonna have to be editing tonight at 11 o'clock. The thing is, we're also going to the movie. We're all 3 of us are going to go to the movie, so I'm gonna have literally
Now that I
like
think
no
about it, I don't
time.
think any of my close friends are straight.
Wait, actually, before we go, this is what I wanted. Do you want to do a separate update video for this, or can we mention it in this with the
I say a separate update.
separate update?
Yeah.
Separate update?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us for discussion time number 3.
We
I
need
am
a question for the week.
A question for the week.
What do you
Or
mean?
something to ask commenters.
We've never done that before. That's new.
We have never done that before. Okay, question of the week.
Well, we don't upload this every week.
Yeah.
Well, we only
No,
do
question
it whenever we're down
question
here.
of until the next story time.
Not story time. It's discussion time.
Whatever. Question until next discussion.
Question. Leave your questions so we can do a Q&A for the show.
Yes!
Yeah.
Q&A!
Okay. Well,
Yes.
thank you for joining us for discussion time number 3. I am Shadow Dog Stories.
I'm Keegan from Storytime.
And this is Conspike Studios. I'm gonna be editing this for like probably 2 hours. This is like a 28-minute long video.
Bye, bitches.
Be nice. Oh my gosh, last time we did this, he tried to do a sexy Dr. Anthony voice, and that time he just did that.
Bye,
Alright,
bitches.
I'm gonna get off here before we
See
get
you on
kicked
the
out.
flip